Hi, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Crystal Fry, a woman's best friend. Thank you to everyone who is joining us live and to those who are watching in the replay. We are streaming on multiple platforms tonight, so make sure as you come in, you say hello so I can say hello back. Tonight, we are talking about why some people feel unworthy of love and how to overcome that feeling. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a very fun topic. And feeling unworthy of love is not a fun place to be. If you don't know what that feeling is, let me tell you firsthand, it's a crappy feeling. It sucks. Okay, let's be very clear, very transparent, very honest. It's not a fun place to be. This is not a fun topic to talk about, but it's something that I feel is very necessary because I know that I can't be the only person who walked around on this planet feeling unworthy of love. So I want to come in tonight and really share this. This, again, it's not a fun topic, but the thing is it's so important to share because honestly, nothing could be further than the truth. Nothing could be further than the truth at all. And that is one of the main reasons why I want to come on and bring this to you all tonight, because seriously, you are loved. Hey, Janet, it is so good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. So we're talking tonight about why some people feel unworthy of love. And we are all worthy of it, but some of us struggle. We struggle even with the concept of being worthy. And so that's why we're talking about this tonight. So I want to share some of the reasons why people would feel unworthy of love, but then I'm also going to share some ways that people can overcome that feeling. And when I share these, I am speaking from my own background, from my own personal experience, from my own journey. So you're not getting lip service, you're getting real life results, if you will, real life experience. So make sure that you drop your comments, your questions, your thoughts down in the comments during this video, whether you're live with us tonight or whether you are watching in the replay. Feel free to drop your thoughts and comments down here, because while I love being able to share information with you, even more than that, I'm interested and I love hearing your experiences and your thoughts, your feedback. So let's get started. Again, I want to welcome everyone who's joining us live and everyone who's watching in the replay. And thank you all for being here with me, for sharing your time with me. So why would a person feel unworthy of love? Any thoughts, what are some of the reasons that come to mind? For many of us, if you've experienced this feeling, and again, speaking from my own place here, it's generally stemming from a past relationship. Actually, it almost always stems from a past relationship. And when I say past relationship, I'm not necessarily always talking about an intimate partner relationship. It's not always that, the spouse or the boyfriend, the girlfriend, it's not always that kind of intimate partner relationship. This could be a parental relationship. Mom, dad, stepmom, stepdad, grandparents, aunts, uncles, someone in the family, brother, sister. It could be a friend, someone that you're close with, or maybe you were close with. It could even be a teacher. The thing is, the feelings of unworthiness, especially when you're talking about feeling like you're unworthy of love, it's resulting from experiences that it actually could come from experiences with multiple individuals. And it doesn't always have to be something traumatic. Oftentimes it can be, but it doesn't always have to be something traumatic, because here's the thing. Just because you feel unworthy of love does not make it, one, and it of course doesn't make it so, but it doesn't mean that a person did something to you. It doesn't mean that it was an abusive relationship. Again, it absolutely could be, but it doesn't always stem from the trauma, from the abuse. Sometimes it simply is because, stay with me on this one. Sometimes it simply is an incident or an encounter that you had during childhood. Yes, a lot of our adult issues take their root in our childhood. And let me explain why I'm bringing it from there. Because it's easy to think about, feelings of unworthiness coming from a bad relationship, coming from an abusive relationship, whether that's, again, a partner, whether that is a family member. Those things are easier for us to understand. It's not always as easy to understand something that your child mind, took out of context within childhood that kind of skewed your view of things. It happens. And it happens more often than we realize because, well, we're children when it happens. We don't have the same lens. We're viewing our world in our childlike mind, right? Our child mind, it doesn't perceive things as they are. It perceives it as our child mind perceives it. And sometimes things get twisted up and they get lost in translation. And then that creates issues for us later down the road. And along these same lines, very often our feelings of being unworthy of love, are in direct proportion to our level of self-love and how we feel about ourselves. I mean, after all, if we don't love ourselves, how can we feel worthy of someone else's love? And that hit the nail on the head for me personally, because when I grew up, I didn't grow up having the experience of an abusive relationship, having, whether it was in my home, in the family, whether it was, a partner, I didn't have that experience of abuse. What I had was a twisted sense of what love was and how to get it. And so, like I told you at the beginning, this is not a fun topic. The bright side is that there is something that you can do once you recognize that you actually do not feel worthy of someone else's love. Likely, you're not feeling worthy of your own love either. But there are a lot of things you can do. So let's start with the most important one, which is to love yourself. And this is the most important thing for you to do because that is where it starts. Love starts with you. Your thoughts, your words, your actions, they all start with you. And so, listen, there's no magic pill, okay? There's no magic bean, there's nothing that magically makes everything all better. Yes, there are plenty of substances, both legal and illegal, that can provide a temporary escape. Yes, there are plenty of bad habits that you can partake in. Excessive shopping, sometimes sometimes people don't think that's always a bad thing, but if you're spending money that you need to pay your bills because you're excessively shopping, trying to get rid of guilt or feelings of anything else, it's a bad thing. Binge eating, endless scrolling on social media. There's any number of things that can take the place of the work that you really need to do, that can take the place of what you need to focus on, that can take your mind off the fact that you're struggling to feel worthy of love. Any number of things. But the only way that you get beyond those feelings of unworthiness, feeling as if you're not worthy of love, is to start with you. It's to start with loving yourself. And my friend, if you're struggling to feel worthy of someone else's love, it is time It is past time to take a look in the mirror and start loving the person that you are. And listen, I've been there, okay? For anyone who has spent any amount of time following me, if you've watched any of my videos, you know, and I will tell you, I'm completely transparent and honest about it. I did not love myself at all. I thought I did, but I didn't. And it took me going through some self-discovery. It took me going through that journey. It took me understanding and realizing that the things that I was doing, there were a number of things I was doing that were actually in direct conflict with a person who loves themselves and respects themselves and, has a good sense of what self-love is. A lot of things that were in direct conflict. So I understand. And the bad, the sad, thing is that I was actually surrounded by people who loved me. Surrounded by people who loved me. But I never felt like I deserved their love. I never felt like I was worthy of their love until I started learning how to love me. And so if that's where you are tonight and you need someone to kind of help you get to that next step, you need to figure out, what that path looks like and how do you walk down it, let me know. Send me a message. Let's talk. I can help you with that. And I will say too that in addition to understanding and knowing and recognizing that you're not feeling worthy, and that it is time to turn that corner. It is time to, start rewriting that script of yours. Because remember, your brain, that wonderful, wonderful thing called your brain, it believes what you tell it. So I want to encourage you, if you're in that space, I want to encourage you to start with affirmations. Affirmations are what you tell yourself. They need to be purposeful. They need to be meaningful. I've got a video somewhere on a good way to write affirmations and the things that are important when you do them. But your brain believes what you tell it. So start telling yourself that you are worthy of love. Start telling yourself every day if you need to. And affirmations only work if you do them repeatedly. Affirmations don't work if you say it once. It's not a one and done, okay? It's not a one and done. You have to say it over and over and over again because you're reprogramming the bad messaging, the negative messaging in your mind. You're reprogramming that with positive messaging. You're reprogramming that with, words of affirming words. That's why they're called affirmations, because they are affirming words. And so tell yourself that you are deserving of that love and allow yourself to believe that. When that voice pops up and you're telling yourself, I am worthy, I do deserve this, and that little voice pops up and it says, no, you're not. Tell it to be quiet. That's much more pleasant than what I had to tell my voice, but tell it to be quiet. Silence that voice. Overpower that negativity with positivity. Overpower it with your affirmations. It is your mind. And while it may be a struggle, and I will tell you, I absolutely have been there in the trenches, battling my own mind. But you can do it. Sometimes it takes more work. It may be harder for you than it is for someone else. That's okay. You're not in a comparison. You're not comparing your journey to someone else's. What matters is, what does it take for you? What does it take for you? Because it's your life. No one else's. It's yours. And you only get one. Just one. You only get one shot at this. So please, I implore you, do not spend it in feelings of unworthiness. Do not spend it believing that you are unworthy of love, because my friends, that is a lie. That is a lie. So that is what I have for you tonight. That's a heavy one. Feelings of unworthiness, especially feeling as if you are unworthy of being loved, that's a heavy one. It really is. And my heart goes out to anyone who is in that place right now. Believe me when I say I feel your pain on more levels than you can imagine. But there is light at the end of that tunnel. Okay, there is hope. And so, like I said, if you need some support in that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to provide resources. I'm happy to have that conversation and help walk you through. But saying all that, I do want to also thank everyone who came in and joined us live. I want to thank everyone who is watching in the replay. If this has resonated with you, if this has impacted you at all, go ahead and like and share this video out so that others can see it as well. Make sure you hit the like and follow on this page so that you get notifications when we go live. And also, same thing if you're over on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and that little bell so you get a notification whenever we go live. And until next week, I got to tell you, I missed you guys. It's really great to be back. So I really look forward to seeing you all next week again. And until then, I am Crystal Fry, a woman's best friend, teaching women to see themselves, love themselves, and transform into themselves, into the women that they were created to be. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.